Hello there.
Treason's greetings with extra treason berries, and we thought the season was over for treason.
Never ends.
And am I burying the lead?
A little bit.
Yeah.
So when we last tuned into the Stephanie Miller Show the week before vacation, Chris LeBoy had tested positive for COVID. Chris is feeling better, right? You have your taste and smell back?
I have my taste and smell back. I just have a lingering cough. I had a test last Wednesday. It came back Friday negative. So, yeah.
Hooray. So then what happened then, Travis? What was next in the plot line for the Stephanie Miller Show?
I woke up on Saturday with a cough and a fever. So guess who got a rush test and had to spend all of Christmas week wearing a mask, hoping not to infect the person he is in love with and married to.
I'm sorry, are you saying that then you got COVID, Travis?
Oh, I got COVID.
Oh, gosh. And your partner has COVID. Dylan has COVID now.
And despite wearing a mask around the apartment and sleeping on the couch for all of Christmas week and being in separate rooms all the time,
yes,
he still got COVID.
And you said you were practicing for when you had a fight, which was super cute because you haven't had one yet because you're newlyweds, which is adorable.
It's not newlyweds anymore. We're 2 years in.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
They're ineligible for the newlywed game.
But you made North Carolina safe, so it has a happy ending, right?
So, sure. As 2020 goes, yeah. It was... Have I mentioned that 2020 is a chlamydia-ridden, dirty, toothless French whore? Have I mentioned that?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So, I quarantined. I tested 6 times. I got to see my nearly 98-year-old mom, who is in terrible shape. So it's been probably the most stressful 2 weeks of my life, but there was laughter and great food and singing, and she has Alzheimer's and is nearly blind and deaf, and so I felt a moral imperative. However, as I said before all this, I said, was it also stupid and dangerous? Yes. Was it? You know what I found, Chris, is that my acts of love don't generally. Things that I do in the name of love don't really work out for me. So let's get to the punchline. So my mom is fine. I thought I was going to have to put Fred to sleep, my dog, because he got injured while I was gone, the last day I was gone. And he just, in the last couple of days, turned around. So,
but he was injured in the cutest way. He was going downstairs.
I blame Sean.
Looking for Sean. Yes.
I blame Sean. I'm going to I put my Catholic guilt, Sean, right? My Catholic school guilt off on your Catholic guilt because you are Fred's favorite, obviously. And so the last day I was gone, Fred came downstairs. I'm going to say to look for Sean. Did I mention this is all Sean's fault? And
we had an extended lightning and thunderstorm that day. And so it probably spooked him out. He was looking for someone comforting, and that would be Sean.
Yes. And so he apparently was injured. The dog sitter didn't know that he wasn't supposed to be in the basement. He can't get back up those stairs by himself. And so by Saturday, he couldn't walk. He couldn't walk or stand, and he wasn't eating. And so I got back Saturday night and spent the rest of the week up with him all night because I thought I was going to have to put him down, and a lot of medication and rest, and nursed him back to health. And Freddie's okay. So, but a lot of tests in the hospital and the mobile vets and this and that. And are we ready for the punchline yet? Did I bury the lead enough? So everything was great. I didn't give my mom COVID. I didn't give anybody COVID on the plane. And yesterday, guess what happened? I tested positive for COVID. See, so it's the whole show is COVID central now. So
except for Sean and Jess.
That's right. And Krista.
That's right.
Yes.
So they're downstairs running the show. I tested, as I said, 6 times. I tested twice in LA before I left, negative, twice in North Carolina before I saw my mom, negative, once this past Tuesday, negative, and then I tested just to be super safe. Even though we're doing the show remotely, I tested Saturday, and yesterday I got a positive, and I thought this has to be a false positive, and then I lost my taste and smell. And I know a lot of people don't think I have really much taste anyway. If you check my my dating record, but anyway, my point is
that oatmeal is going to taste like cardboard this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, it already did. And I held it.
Marshmallow you want though?
I held it together yesterday. I didn't cry yesterday until my ex called, and then I just got a text. You got this. Have a great show. Blah blah blah. So Chris, Travis, and I, we've all talked multiple times over the holidays, about this isn't just physical. It is so emotional and scary. And, thank God, knock on wood, we've all had mild symptoms so far, but it is, and so I guess my lesson would be don't do it. I felt a moral imperative to see my mom, but I know that, COVID doesn't care if you have a medical emergency with a parent. And so, I took a gamble and I lost. So Chris and Travis, send your thoughts and prayers to, but I feel like I deserve zero sympathy. I'm going to cry, but I took a gamble and I lost, and
no, you didn't lose. Okay. You and I talked about this. You did not lose. You got to see your mother.
I did. And I feel like the universe, I've never prayed to my dad so much. And I just said, please, Dad, give me a last Christmas with Mom. And I did. And it was, you want to know the funniest thing? So we sang all our songs to each other. We got to sing You Are My Sunshine. And also a very rousing edition of Those Were the Days, My Friends. My mom, even with Alzheimer's, knows like one chorus of every song, and that's about it. But we were saying, so I brought up some YouTube videos, and she said, oh no, Steffi, do you have a separate room in your house where all of these videos? And I was like, Mom, it's called YouTube. It's in my iPad. It's just, you just pull up your favorite songs and sing them. And so, it was, right, Travis, you asked me, how's it going, right? When we all checked in with each other by group text and I said it was, it was joyful and heartbreaking and, terrifying, stressful, joyful. It was everything, it was life all together. And I know a lot of people have written to me about what it's like to have a parent in that condition, where she has Alzheimer's and she's nearly entirely blind and deaf. And, that point where the parent becomes the child becomes the parent. And, I had to change and wash her sheets and her clothes like multiple times. And it's just heartbreaking, and she looked at me last night and she's like, I'm sorry. And, you're just like, oh, it's okay, Mom. And you think like, how many times did she do that for me when I wet the bed or whatever it is, And so, I rented a beautiful house on a lake because of COVID, she went into assisted living about, a month and a half ago. And she's had a very steep decline since then because nobody can go see her. None of my siblings, nobody can go in there, obviously. So she's had a very, very steep decline, and she just fell yesterday and lacerated her face. And so, I've been dealing with that long distance on top of my own diagnosis. And only one law from my siblings is don't tell Mom.
Right.
She still thinks I'm that girl on Fox, and it makes her really happy. So. Oh,
what was her name? I can't remember her. It was
Dagan McDowell.
That's it.
She still tells me every day how well I'm doing on TV, and I don't have the heart to tell her. I'm like, oh, thank you, Mom.
I don't know what your mom thinks you believe after seeing some of her postings on Twitter, by the way.
I see you told me on TV that we're going to overturn this election and President Trump's going to stay in office. I'm like, yes, Mom, I love you. Oh, my God. So anyway, and Travis, your update is your fever's been gone about 2 weeks now, or how long?
2 weeks. 2 weeks today. Fever seemed to taper down.
Yeah.
But smell and taste are gone.
Yeah. I know we talked about it yesterday, Travis, how weird it is. And Chris, yours is back already, which is.
Yeah. My sense of smell only left for about 4 days. My sense of taste never completely left. And so it was pretty mild. But there were 4 days where I was making like candles and soaps, and I just couldn't smell a damn thing.
Well, that's going to be a disaster. There's going to be a humidor where a Christmas tree should be. I said to Travis, "You're going to make a mojito with I don't know, like a basil, and it's going to be a disaster."
Cumin.
No cumin in my martinis.
You want me to tell you a story about 2020? That's a perfect encapsulation. Even my smell, I didn't lose in time to have to cut 100 pounds of poop out of Fred's tail.
Oh no.
Because he couldn't. It was a literal S show. I don't have my box up here, so I can't say bleep. But it was a literal show. Thank you, Sean. Oh my God. I was like, really, God? I couldn't even lose my sense of smell in time for this because Fred couldn't walk or stand for days. And so, oh my God, 100-pound dog laying on 100 pounds of poop all night. I was like, oh my God, dear Jesus.
Oh God.
Anyway, so yeah, but now he's good, and I've got lost my smell, my taste. And Travis, you and I were talking. I've already just got on the scale, and I'm 5'7". I'm 105 pounds from stress with my mom and Fred. I've been up all night, like with my mom or Fred, for the last 2 weeks. You've lost 20 pounds, and you're already built like a otter or something.
Yes. That's a fair description.
Yes, exactly. But I know, I mean, it's just because I'm eating, but it's weird. You have no taste and smell on top of the stress, right?
Trying to cook last week for Dylan was an adventure. He's going, oh, that smells so good going in the oven. I'm like, I can't smell it. I mean, shrimp etouffee for New Year's Eve. Couldn't taste it.
And you're like, I don't know if Dylan's being sweet or he's being a big D. So, oh, that smells fantastic. You can't smell it? Sorry.
He told me
Travis and I were talking about how when you lose your sense of taste and smell, like the texture of the food becomes really important. You need some mouthfeel in there for you to enjoy it.
You know, the good thing is because I haven't, of course, the irony is I haven't left the house in like a year. Yeah. You know, I did this trip. I thought I planned it so carefully. But again, let that be a lesson to you. You know, I got it anyway. And I was so safe. I wore face and body armor. I tested, I quarantined, whatever, but I got it anyway. And and we were saying, Chris, you and I were talking, it's just these people that the reason we're in this horrible place is all of the people traveling that don't do any of that. They don't quarantine, they don't test. Some of them don't mask. They don't. Nope. I'm listening to a guy here the other day in LA. He's talking into a cell phone. He has a beer, no mask. And he's like, I'm going to hop down to Cabo for a quickie tomorrow. I felt like kicking him in the balls. Like, I planned this because my mother is, in horrible shape at 98 years old. And I'm like, you're going to take a quickie down to Cabo? I mean, LA, obviously everybody knows LA. We are, right. It's a disaster in LA,
right. Well, while you were gone in North Carolina, there was an article in the LA Times about how, the health department expected a spike after Thanksgiving. Yeah. They didn't expect this kind of spike. So they think that extra contagious strain that came from South Africa and from the UK and all that has already been here for a while, because what is happening in Los Angeles is completely unprecedented. Yeah. And so, we're in deep doo-doo here, like Fred was. Yeah.
I know. One of my friends was, you get very dark humor, right? One of my friends was talking about, be prepared. And if you have to, this turns bad quickly and you got to go to the hospital. And I'm like, there's no room for me. I'll be in the gift shop. Come visit me.
Yeah. And don't even think about getting into a car accident or having a heart attack or a stroke or anything like that, because there's no room in the hospitals for any of that.
There are waits for ambulances at the hospital.
I'm a happy clappy though. So I was thinking, because since I haven't left the house and I've been doing grocery delivery for a long time, we were talking about substitutions. Now it doesn't matter, right? You're like, okay, I ordered an orange and this is a hammer, and that's fine because it tastes the same.
The substitutions thing drives me crazy. Because it's like the Lincoln Log thing. It's not like what it says on the box. I can't deal with it.
They're going to start to know which of us have COVID and go, oh, you can't taste anything anyway. Stop bitching. You don't know what it is. Just eat it.
Right.
And here's how I know how much I love my dogs. Not that because I've just been up with them all night, but I pooped in the downstairs bathroom this morning and I lit a match and I realized I can't smell it, but it's not polite because the dogs drink out of there. So, I just thought I would share that I'm still...
Well, they like the smell of poop, though.
Right. I'm not a cave woman, though, Chris. Speaking of which, because Donald Trump and half of the Republican Party is engaged in active sedition, I know we haven't gotten to that yet, but we'll get to it with Jill Wine-Banks. Yes. I'm wearing my impeach shirt. It's all of it, once again. Impeachment, imprisonment. It's Carl Bernstein said this is way worse than the Nixon tapes, but because... Travis, God does still love us and want us to have nice things. Trump does fart in one soundbite very, very clearly, and then says, excuse me. So that's how you know the Stephanie Miller Show is back.
Yes.
So
you're home for fart humor and talk radio.
We're back. We're back, bitch. We're back, bitches.
We had to come back for this.
COVID Central. We are COVID Central. Okay, so unless one of us expires during the show, we'll be here for the next 3 hours.
Who can say? The only kind of humor is dark humor.
We all have COVID. Okay.